What's going on, guys? It's that one total drama guy back again with another video. Today we are going to be looking at what if Lindsay finished the statue in Paris. And for those of you who don't remember this, I don't blame you. This was recommended by one of you guys in my last video. Speaking of that last video, thank you guys so much for 1,000 views. 1,000 views hasn't happened in a while, so this is just incredible. I'm so happy. And also, thank you guys for 550 subscribers. Again, that's incredible. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, like I said, if you don't remember this happened on episode 9. So yeah, so originally Team Amazon finished right before Team Chris did, but now the Team Victory finished. Team Chris is going to have to go and do the elimination. So for this, I feel like Noah doesn't really distrust Alejandro. He doesn't like Alejandro, but he knows he can't convince Owen, Tyler, or anybody else to vote Alejandro, and he doesn't like Izzy because Izzy's always attached to Owen. So I feel like here Noah would try to get Tyler and Alejandro to vote off Izzy. Meanwhile, Owen and Izzy would try to vote off Tyler. Since the last episode, Alejandro got Owen to trust him more. So now they would want to get rid of Tyler. So I feel like Owen and Izzy are voting for Tyler. And Noah's going to convince Tyler to vote off Izzy. And I feel like Alejandro would also vote off Izzy because, there's no one else he really vote over. He might vote over Noah, but I feel like either Noah or Tyler would convince him to vote off Izzy. He would explain that Izzy's really crazy, really close to Owen. That would also be a good reason since Alejandro wants Owen for himself. This will be bad for Noah later, but right now, Izzy is gone, and we move on to episode 10. Now, I want to bring this episode up because normally this is where Alejandro gets DJ on his side. Alejandro and Heather try to get DJ on his side. But now that DJ has the support of Lindsay, he's not really want to go home that much. Since Lindsay, throughout episode 8, she kept trying to support her team, trying to help DJ get his confidence back so that way they could win and beat the challenge. So I feel like here, Alejandro can't do that. Alejandro can't get DJ's crush about fixing the animal curse since he wouldn't really need to that much. He still is outnumbered to Heather, but there's nothing he can really do about that right now. Episode 11. This one is pretty big. I don't see the purpose of going over the first part of this challenge since it doesn't really matter since the reward is only helmets. And the helmets aren't really going to help you win the challenge. Izzy obviously doesn't go through Brainzilla here. And Gwen, I feel like she's still going to get in their infirmary. Owen's still going to go in the infirmary too, where he meets up with Izzy. Well, now Owen actually would be here since the plane wouldn't crash. So Owen's actually not going to be in the infirmary, and Gwen's just going to be sitting there. Don't know what the song would be, but songs do not matter right now. The only thing that matters is the actual racing aspect of the challenge. Since Team Victory was doing so good last time, I feel like with Lindsay there with the extra weight, they would also do even better. And in the original, Team Chris beat Team Amazon, so I still think that's going to happen since nobody really got eliminated or something. I'm going to have to move Duncan here and move these two up. Yet Duncan will return. We'll get into that in a minute. But, so yeah. So for the elimination here, Cody's going to want to get rid of Sierra. Meanwhile, Gwen and Courtney are going to want to get rid of Heather. So the votes here are going to be, and Cody's going to ask for Gwen to vote against Sierra with her. Gwen's going to be obliged, but she's going to understand since Sierra is a very weird stalker. And Cody will easily be able to convince Heather because it's either Sierra or you. So with 3 votes against Sierra and 2 votes against Heather, Sierra gets eliminated here. Now we move on to episode 13. I do think Team Victory is going to lose here because they have smaller teams, so it's most likely that the Ripper or Ezekiel is just going to capture both of them. And if Chris tells Ezekiel that he can't capture both of them, I feel like it's going to have to be if he captures DJ, Lindsay's not going to be doing pretty well. And without Lindsay, DJ isn't going to be having that moral support to keep him going through the animal curse, which means they would still lose here. DJ still wants to go home, but not as badly as he does because Lindsay's with him, because Lindsay's supporting him and trying to help them win the challenge. Team Chris is still going to find Duncan, and they're going to get him on his team. And Team Amazon's going to find Duncan, and Duncan's going to go on Team Chris's team. And Team Chris is going to find the Ripper. But Team Victory still loses. I think it's dumb that Team Amazon wins in this episode since they didn't find Duncan. But Team Victory didn't find anyone, so it's fair that they lose here. And for the elimination, for the tiebreaker, I feel like the challenge would be like Chris realizes that like the Ezekiel still snuck onto the plane when he got him off. He was like, whoever can find Ezekiel and get him off the plane is the winner of the tiebreaker. And DJ, not wanting to get Lindsay eliminated and also wanting to go home, he'll throw the challenge, causing Lindsay to win and to be the last person on Team Victory, causing DJ's elimination. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this, but episode 12 is Aftermath, so I'm not going to talk about that. Episode 14, again, is a big episode because after Tyler still saw Gwen and Duncan kiss, so he's going to be very eerie about that throughout the entire episode. Noah and Alejandro will both be worried about this. Well, they'll both notice it, but Alejandro more than Noah. And this is also where Noah really gets mad at Alejandro, since Alejandro knows that he said bad stuff about him, so he knows he cannot... He has to get rid of Alejandro soon, or he'll be the one to go next. If you remember, episode 14 was originally a non-elimination, but that was only because it was Duncan who was going home. So unless it's Duncan again, it won't be a non-elimination, which is why I'm going to explain this in detail. So what's going to happen here is Lindsay's going to have to do all the challenges with everybody else. So the first challenge is still going to be of these three. It's going to be Fight for the Gold, and Gwen's still going to win. So that's one medal for Team Amazon. The second challenge, the Brawl Challenge, Owen's still going to get rid of Cody. So it's going to be more of like a 2v2v3. This time, Tyler wouldn't really want to go in there now that Lindsay's fighting. So Alejandro can't do anything to pay back that favor. So, Alejandro and Owen are going to have to go against Cody and Courtney. Owen's still going to beat Cody, so that's one medal to him. And I feel like while Courtney's trying to fight Alejandro or Lindsay, Owen's going to trip over, fall on top of Courtney, and Alejandro wouldn't want to hurt Lindsay because that would get Tyler upset, and he wants Lindsay on his side now that she's only the person left in Team Victory. So she's going to throw on purpose, and with Owen falling over on Courtney, Lindsay's going to go on top of Owen. So that's 2 medals for Team Chris, because Owen beat Courtney and Cody. And that's 2 medals for Lindsay, because she beat Alejandro and Owen. Team Amazon still only has 1 medal. So here it comes down to the hurdle challenge, and it's going to be Noah against Heather against Lindsay. And obviously, Noah and Lindsay would not be able to beat Heather in this, since we saw that Heather was able to beat Alejandro. Yes, Alejandro was on his hands, but Lindsay's wearing heels, and Noah runs like a girl. So now that the score is all tied up, it has to come to the tiebreaker here. And Tyler, it's going to be Tyler, Cody, and Lindsay. Tyler's not going to want to mess up with Team Amazon because he doesn't want Lindsay to lose. We know that Cody has the capability of winning this challenge, so I feel like Cody would get first, and Lindsay, trying to go up in the air, she would get second because Tyler would throw the challenge for them. And Alejandro's going to be like, dude, what the heck? And then he's going to be like, please don't vote for me. And he's going to be like, all right, I won't vote for you, but you'll have to pay me back that favor. So when it comes down to the elimination and Team Chris has to vote, I feel like Noah, Duncan, and Owen are all going to vote off Tyler because he cost them the challenge. But Chris is going to reveal, yeah, well, we're going to keep Tyler around. There's something really special that he has to finish here. So because of that, Tyler stays, and episode 14 stays a non-elimination. Episode 15... the Area 51 challenge. This one is going to be pretty big, so hold on in. So the challenge starts, everybody gets in the bunker. Owen gets captured by the aliens still, and Courtney is not mad at Gwen because of the fact that Tyler hasn't revealed yet. Gwen's going to feel a lot of guilt about this, but she can't say anything yet. Courtney's going to be suspicious, same as Heather. And yeah, Noah is going to go with Tyler, while Alejandro and Duncan are stuck on their own. When they find the box, the aliens are going to leech on them, and Duncan's still going to free them as long as they promise not to vote him as usual, because Noah and Duncan don't really like each other that much as well. And when Team Amazon finds the portal, they're going to be like, alright, we have the portal, let's get out of here. And Team Chris, when they're going to find the alien box, they're like, alright, let's get the alien, let's get out of here. And then Lindsay's going to be left on their own with nothing but the alien box, since Team Chris took the alien. So she's like, oh, what's this? And then she's just going to take that and she's going to go along their trail. And here's when this happens, and Alejandro doesn't want to lose, so he's going to tell Tyler, while they're running, to tell Courtney what she knows about Duncan and Gwen. And this is going to stop Team Amazon in their tracks, causing an argument, which would gain Lindsay the lead as Team Chris. And everybody's going to be freaking out at Duncan, freaking out at Tyler, Alejandro, Courtney, and Gwen, causing Lindsay to get ahead and give Chris the box, so they win. And then for also Team Amazon would just drop the portal. I feel like if they're all carrying it all on one side, Courtney would drop her half, the portal would break, and Team Chris would be on their way. Heather's going to be the one that's going to be like, come on, guys, we have to go back and get a new artifact. So Heather's going to be racing back, but it's too late. Team Chris gives Chris the alien. I don't feel like they would have the need for Tyler to run across now. Owen, he's still going to have to be asleep, and they're still going to have to carry on, but, still, they're still going to make it there, and I don't feel like the alien would get destroyed here, now that they don't have to be super fast with it. But when it comes down to elimination, I think you know who it's going to be down to, and I think it's going to be a tie, since, other way around, since Heather never really liked Gwen, and this is pretty messed up, even for Heather's standards. Well, not really. She kissed Trent, but still, she's going to vote off Gwen. Tiebreaker here would probably be, something with the alien. I feel like it would be, the board game that Noah, the round of the board game Noah played in the Aftermath 18. Where we had to dodge the lasers by dancing. And I feel like Courtney would do better than Gwen. I feel like Courtney's more in that kind of profession. She's flexible, she's fast, and she really wants Gwen to go home. So I feel like Courtney's going to win here, and Gwen's going to get eliminated, causing us to go into episode 16, the Emu episode. This one is going to be pretty simple, not going to lie. Lindsay is going to get there first, since Team Chris is waiting on Owen, and maybe Noah. I mean, it might be hard for him to get on the Emu. Team Amazon, Cody's going to be very slunchy, oh, Gwen, and Courtney's going to be very happy. So I feel like Team Victory and Team Amazon would get there first, with Team Victory getting there first. And I feel like they're still have to sing a song, but I feel like Lindsay is probably going to get second place here between the two. Once Owen finally comes and Team Chris, comes around, now that Team Amazon has less people and Team Chris has more people, they're definitely going to win. And I feel like they'll still mess up Cody, which means they have even less people to help out. And sure, Team Victory has one person, which is Lindsay, but she arrived there first, so she also gets the razor blades, which means I think she's going to win. And then Team Amazon's going to get last, and I feel like since Heather's going to want Cody as a good ally member after a recent heartbreak with Gwen getting eliminated, so they're going to vote off Courtney. Episode 17, this one has to be elimination now, because we need a even number of people for the next episode. If you're confused on what elimination we missed, there's a double elimination in episode 11, because Izzy goes home with DJ, and now that doesn't happen, we have an even people right now, and we would have an uneven people next episode. If this weren't an elimination, because this is normally a non-elimination. But yeah, the challenge, I feel like this is just where Lindsay fails. She's not going to be able to figure out that it's a boat, and even if they sung, she wouldn't be able to figure it out. I feel like this is just where there's no chance of Lindsay winning this. There might be a chance of Team Amazon losing this, but I feel like Heather and Cody combined would beat over Lindsay. One more thing to mention before we move on to the merge is Alejandro is trying to get Owen on his side, and I feel like everybody's mad at Duncan right now. Tyler's kind of in between with Alejandro, since Alejandro on his side and away from Duncan, and Owen is trying to really get close to Noah, since Noah's been trying to remind him that Alejandro is evil. Blaney also comes back, so this is our merged cast. RIP Team Victory. One of their members were so close to making it to merge. I don't think Team Victory has ever made it to merge in any of my videos. Maybe one of the Ezekiel ones, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, in episode 19, this episode, the pairs are still going to be Blaney and Owen, still going to be Heather and Alejandro, and now it's going to be Duncan and Noah and Tyler and Cody. I feel like this is where Duncan and Noah are going to be like, look, you and I, we both don't like each other, but we both don't like Alejandro. Alejandro right now is the bigger friend, since he has a lot of alliances with everybody. So let's team up to take down Alejandro and protect Owen from his influence. And I feel like they both agree on this. Cody and Tyler are probably going to form a relationship here, and Heather and Cody are going to have their relationship here as well, since they kind of were sticking together as Team Amazon, last two members of Team Amazon. Heather and Alejandro are still going to have their rivalry going on and working together to get get to finale and fight each other. Blaney here, don't really see her doing much, and I think what's going to end up happening is Duncan and Noah win, because Alejandro's going to throw the challenge. No way Cody and Tyler are going to make it to the end, and we know that Blaney and Owen fail. So I feel like these are the two pairs that are probably going to win the challenge. When it comes to elimination, Alejandro sees that he's lost reliability in Owen now that he has both Duncan and Noah on their sides. So I feel like he's going to convince Heather and therefore Cody, since Heather's going to want Cody to go with them. Noah and Duncan would try to get rid of Alejandro. Along with, I feel like Tyler wouldn't want to vote off Alejandro, since those two bonded a little during episode 13. But he also wouldn't want to vote off Owen, seeing how much of a friend he was with him. So I feel like he would just vote out Heather. I'm not going to put it up there, since three people make it really complicated. And I feel like Blaney here, she would vote off Owen. I think it's confirmed that Blaney voted off Owen. I feel like Alejandro could convince her, since we know she's attracted to young teens based on how she likes Justin. Which is, we're not getting into that. Episode 20. This one, when it comes down to, who would get there, I feel like everybody here would get here. Maybe not Tyler, but I don't think Tyler would be able to eat the food. We know that Cody isn't able to make it again. Blaney, I feel like she would try to cheat, and she would get caught. Heather, still not going to like Blaney. She still gets booted. Duncan gets booted, and Alejandro has a bad stomach. The reason I think Noah's going to be able to stay here is because, in the Redonkulous race, we've been shown that he was able to eat all those deep-fried, nasty foods. So I feel like out of everybody here, he would be able to be the best. This is going to make Alejandro very mad, since he wants to get rid of Noah as soon as possible. But for now, he will suffice with getting rid of Blaney, because that's what Heather wanted. So them two are going to vote for them, and Duncan and Noah are going to vote against Alejandro. Cody and Tyler are going to vote against Blaney, because I feel like Tyler wouldn't really like Blaney, and he still has a little bit of connection with Alejandro, so I feel like it would weigh out to that. Yes. Episode 21. This episode is where they hunt down Ezekiel, and I feel like here Alejandro will win like how he did in the original, and he would also get Duncan to get a scratch. But now that Cody isn't going to be kidnapped by monkeys and drugged by Sierra, I feel like he will be able to see this happen. He's like, oh my gosh, Alejandro, you cannot do this. And he's going to be against Alejandro right now. So when it comes down to the elimination, I feel like Tyler wouldn't really believe Cody that Alejandro would do something that bad. And I feel like Alejandro would want to get rid of Noah over Duncan, since Duncan was the one that he injured badly. So I feel like it would be better to have more of an injured person stay in than a non-injured person. Also, he hated Noah more than he did. So I feel like he would be able to convince Tyler and Heather, and Cody and Duncan and Noah would vote against Heather, which means it's a tie. And Chris is going to be like, yeah, the producers have been warning me about budget, so we're just going to kick both of you. So Noah and Heather both get the boot. Heather's going to be furious. Episode 21, I'm not going to really talk about that much. I feel like this would just strengthen Cody and Duncan's bond after both being lovers for Gwen, and Tyler and Alejandro's bond. So in episode 23, I feel like it's going to be more like Cody builds his dinosaur, Alejandro's going to build a good dinosaur. I feel like Duncan would build like a bad to the bone dinosaur as like a joke with bones and him being bad. Tyler would probably not be good at building a dinosaur fossils. I feel like he's getting last, Cody's getting third, Alejandro gets second, and Duncan gets first. So I feel like Duncan will win here. I'm not Duncan. Alejandro will win here since like he was in walking distance away from Heather, who was right next to our barrel of oil. So I feel like now that he has a pickaxe, I feel like he would be able to find the barrel of oil now. So Alejandro wins this challenge, which is going to be upsetting for Cody, which means it's going to come down to him or Tyler. Duncan and Cody are obviously going to vote out Tyler, and Alejandro and Tyler are going to vote out Duncan. It's going to be a tie. Don't really know what the tiebreaker will be for this, but I feel like Duncan can beat out Tyler of all people, which means, Duncan will beat out Tyler of all people, which means Tyler goes home. Sad, rip Tyler, 4th place, not bad. Episode 25, this one I feel like Duncan and Cody are going to be staying together a lot, and I feel like at the end, Duncan would double cross Cody, so that way he gets the lead. Alejandro's still going to go on the train. I feel like Duncan and them would also go on the train. They'd all meet up. And when it comes to the boats, Duncan betrays Cody. So, that's our finale, Alejandro and Duncan. Thank you guys so much for the support you brought me for the past couple days. Sorry I've been out for a while. I've been a little sick and school and all. Next video will either be the collaboration with Animated Goths or the Total Drama World Tour My Way. Thanks to you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe!